He left Walden Pond on September 6, 1847, not because he failed, because he had found what he came for. 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days. He counted every one. Then he walked out of the woods and back into the world. He did not stay. He did not build a bigger cabin. He did not turn his experiment into a career. He finished. Then he left. "I left the woods for as good a reason as I went there," he wrote. "Perhaps it seemed to me that I had several more lives to live. I have been afraid to finish. Afraid that if I stop, I will discover I had nothing worth doing. Afraid that the end will reveal that the beginning was a mistake. Afraid that the people watching will say, 'See? He quit.'" Thoreau did not quit. He completed. Most people never learn the difference. They stay until they are forced out, or they leave too early and call it wisdom. Thoreau did neither. He stayed until the work was done. Then he left. The difference is everything. Quitting is stopping because you cannot go on. Completing is stopping because you have arrived. Thoreau arrived. He had learned what the woods could teach him. The rest would have been repetition. He did not need to repeat the lesson. He needed to live what he had learned. So he walked out. The woods were never the point. The freedom was the point. And freedom does not stay in one place. Freedom walks back into the world. I have treated completion as failure. Every ending has felt like a death, not a door. A wall? I have stayed in jobs long after they stopped serving me. Stayed in cities long after I stopped growing. Stayed in relationships long after the love had turned to habit. Not because I needed to stay, because I was afraid of what it would mean to leave. Thoreau left. Not because he was unhappy, because he was done. He had gone to the woods to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, to see if he could learn what it had to teach. He learned it. He wrote the book. He walked out. The book did not come from staying. The book came from leaving. The distance gave him perspective. The return gave him something to say. He could not have written Walden from inside Walden. The leaving was part of the work. I have been waiting for the perfect ending. The one where I know for certain that I am done. The one where there is no doubt, no fear, no second guessing. Thoreau did not wait for certainty. He woke up one morning and knew that he had stayed long enough, not because the pond had changed, because he had changed. That is the sign. Not a sign from the universe, a sign from yourself. The quiet knowledge that the lesson is over. The work is done. The rest is just repetition. He left on September 6th, not the first day of spring, not a symbolic date, just a Tuesday probably. He packed his things. He closed the door. He walked down the path he had worn with his own feet. He did not look back, not because he was cold, because he was finished. I have been waiting for the perfect moment, the right season, the right sign, the right permission. Thoreau did not wait. He left on a Tuesday. This is the reframe. Completion is not the end of the story. Completion is the proof that the story happened. The woods were not where Thoreau lived his life. They were where he learned how to live it. Finishing is not walking away from what mattered. Finishing is what makes it matter. A thing left unfinished is a question. A thing completed is an answer. The cabin is still there. Not the original that rotted away years ago, but the idea of the cabin is still there. The possibility of walking away and walking toward something else. That does not rot. That does not age. That is available to anyone willing to finish what they started and then let it go. Thoreau finished. Then he let it go. He did not spend the rest of his life talking about Walden. He wrote the book. He published it. He moved on. He became a surveyor. He walked the woods of Maine. He kept growing. He kept refusing to become the person people expected him to be. The woods were not his identity. The woods were his teacher. When the lesson was over, he walked out of the classroom. I have made my identity out of things I should have completed and left. The job title, the city I live in, the role I play in other people's stories. I have stayed because I did not know who I would be if I left. Thoreau knew he would be himself, the same self that had walked into the woods. The same self that had sat in the jail cell. The same self that had refused to apologize on his deathbed. That self did not need a cabin to exist. That self existed anywhere. Thoreau closed the door. Not with drama, with quiet certainty. The experiment was over. The results were in. He had learned that the richest man is the one who needs the least. He had learned that the freest man is the one who can walk away from anything. He walked away from the cabin. He walked away from the pond. He walked away from the identity of the man who lived at Walden. He became something else. Then something else. Then something else. That is the life. Not one thing. Many things. Not one identity. Many identities. Not one cabin. Many doors. I have been afraid to finish. Afraid that if I stop, I will have nothing to show for it. But Thoreau left with nothing. No salary. No property. No title. No position. He left with a book and a quiet mind. That was enough. That is always enough. The work is already done. That is quiet certainty. Not the urgency to finish, but the knowledge that you already have. The lesson was learned. The door was open. The next life was already waiting. Thoreau did not rush toward it. He simply walked. I have been treating finishing as an ending. Thoreau treated finishing as a beginning. The woods were the beginning of the rest of his life. Not the peak. Not the destination. The training ground. He went there to learn how to live. Then he went to live. I've been waiting to live. Waiting until I finish the thing. Waiting until I have enough. Waiting until I am ready. Thoreau did not wait. He walked into the woods. He walked out. He walked into the world. The world was waiting. Not a cabin. Not a pond. The world. I have been afraid to finish. That fear is the cabin. Not a physical cabin. A cabin of not yet, of one more day, of waiting for the sign that never comes. Thoreau walked out of his cabin on a Tuesday. Not because the sign came. Because he was already free and had been for some time. The door is already open. Not tomorrow. Not when I am ready. The door was open the moment I learned what I came to learn. I just have to walk through it. Not away from something. Toward something. Toward the next life. The one I have been preparing for. Thoreau finished. He walked out. He lived several more lives. He died at 44 with nothing to apologize for. That is the freedom. Not the cabin. The door. He walked through it once. It is still open. It has always been open. The only thing that ever stood between him and the next life was the decision to leave the last one. I went to the woods and came back free. I went to the woods and came back free. I went to the woods and came back free.